Hello everyone, welcome to Listenable. I say welcome for the first time because maybe our guest has brought you to our podcast. And this podcast is hosted by myself. I'm Angus Hojlund. I am what we call in the disability community able-bodied.
That is correct. Mate, how are you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Dad life's good?
Yes. Well, to be fair, do you want me to be honest with you?
Yeah.
Dad life has been difficult.
Tell me why.
Little Billy, my son,
Sick or pain in the ass?
has been a while to figure out what's wrong with him. We thought he had colic, which is a stomach problem in babies. We thought he might have, one crazy doctor, which took my partner Emily into a spin, thought he might have a twisted stomach.
Oh, that's not
So we had to have an ultrasound. Turns out the little bugger is simply allergic to cow's protein. So now he is a rice baby and he's on rice formula.
Cow's protein, so no milk forever?
Well, I was like, don't tell me my kid's lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that's tough for cooking.
And he said, no, it should grow out of it. Not to say that he won't be, but
It should.
It should.
He should.
He should and it should.
It's not an it, it's a he.
Well, I mean, he hasn't decided.
Very true. Very, very good. Shall we get into the show?
Absolutely.
What do we do here at Listenable?
We normalise disability through the lens of two people who don't wear blue capes and do wizardry in the hospital. A non-medical lens still.
Can I also say I was at a concert the other week, Blink 182. It was great.
Yeah.
4 people came up and said how much they love Listenable.
Blink 182 fans.
Honestly, I was just sitting there like, mate, don't want to bother you. Just want to say I love Listenable.
None of them said, what's your name again?
Yeah. Oh, God. No, they said.
No, we appreciate it. All the small things
hang on.
total up to big things.
And
So
they said, where are you? Sorry. Let's get into it.
Okay, we haven't. Speaking of music.
We got a superstar guest, actually, Nick. And I always, do bag Angus as the least famous person in the room, but that is 1,000% confirmed.
Well, there's a few people behind the camera today, so, maybe I'm not.
But this person is killing it, has disability, so we're very pumped to have them here. We'll let them introduce themselves.
Hey, I'm Sean Millis. I've got a rare disease called Hunter syndrome.
Yeah, but what else are you? What else do you do?
Oh,
Surely?
I sing sometimes, I act sometimes, just can't dance.
Can't dance? I mean, if you could dance.
Yeah, on the nightclub, just not if I had to learn it.
Just depends how many beers you've had.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Hunter syndrome doesn't give you 2 left feet, does it?
No, it doesn't.
No,
It
so it's
doesn't.
just bad coordination with music. I don't, for people who like myself who
good
don't
coordination
know.
with music, singing it, just not dancing.
Not dancing, yeah, it's
thank
to
you
the
very
beat. What is Hunter syndrome, Sean?
It means I'm missing an enzyme in my body. So it means I have to go for infusions once a week at hospital for the rest of my life. But it's just, and have Allopraise.
I like it how Sean's like, I sang a bit, just got over 1 million followers on all the platforms.
Do you have over 1 million?
Oh,
If you combine them, you got like 700 odd million thousand in
it's
TikTok.
unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Jeez, Joyce.
Yeah, and then Hunter syndrome is actually short for the long name, which is my disease is a part of MPS, and that's mucopolysaccharidosis.
Okay.
We do love a technical term.
For the people in the room who don't know what that is, i.e. everyone, talk us through what Hunter syndrome is, how it affects you, and what it's been like for your life.
Oh, it affects most different parts of my body, like lung function, heart, ears, teeth, nose. It affects a lot of different parts of my body. And that's
What do you mean by that? So that because you're missing the enzyme, you don't develop? Is that right? Or how does it work?
Oh, it means that I slowly deteriorate. I get joint stiffness. I would just struggle to do the things I love, like sing. Yeah. Even my nurses at the Royal Children's Hospital, I got them to try to spell the name of the disease and they couldn't.
Couldn't do it.
No.
Rarity? Where are we at on the rarity?
Oh, gosh. It's not certain, but it's like in the hundreds of thousands, 1 in the hundreds of thousands.
Okay. I'm going to go back to what Dylan said because in a bit of research about you, Sean, Dylan said this man has disability. Do you identify as having disability or do you identify as having a disease or a medical, something that requires medical treatment?
Yeah, I believe it's a disease, a rare disease.
Okay. So disability isn't a term that you use to describe yourself?
No.
Okay. Why is that?
I've never seen it as a disability. I've always like growing up, always said, I've got a rare disease.
Obviously, we're mates now. We've been hanging out for a bit. And I mean this with all love, but you were nominated by a fan of yours, obviously a follower, who said, I love Sean and I love that he goes through life like me with facial difference. Now, do you think that's a fair label for yourself?
Yeah, I think growing up, I've had mates who don't have a rare disease, family who don't have a rare disease. I haven't kind of put myself into a category where I look different or act different than anyone else I grow up around. It has been really touching to see patients who have to go to hospital get hope and inspired by myself. I think that's always been the end goal. I just didn't know how to go about it. So it's been really special to kind of get into that.
And we love that, mate. You don't have to put any sort of label on yourself either. That's one of our great things about this podcast, mate. You are who you are in front of us because people want to hear your story on our
exactly
podcast.
right. And whatever way you want to be viewed also then inspires other people to be viewed how they want to be seen. How do you feel when you get those kind of messages from people that you've changed their life by you just being yourself and excelling in what you do?
It's overwhelming. I think at the start I didn't really know how to act, and it's really hard to know how to respond because you don't know what they're going through and they don't know exactly what you're going through. But I think it's just because I sing a lot and people know me a lot for singing, I think it makes me want to keep singing, which is really special.
We're certainly going to be bringing up the singing, of course, on The Voice, Jess Malboy's team. And, mate,
love Jess. How good's Jess?
We just love Jess.
Oh.
But in saying that as well, we'll get to it, but get off my Instagram feed, mate. I mean, I don't know how you end up on my algo, but how many laneways and streets can you walk down in the UK, Melbourne, wherever else you are? I've seen everything.
We're ticking them off.
Oh, you've done well. Let's go back to, you brought up a little bit about, being in school, etc. Let's go back to a young Sean. And especially we like to talk about advocacy. When you were young with Hunter syndrome, your mum was a huge advocate. You were one of Australia's youngest ever diagnosed with Hunter syndrome. Can you tell us a bit about the story about your mum and how she even governed politicians about your disease?
Yeah, she's a fighter. She lobbied with the government to get treatment for the life-saving drug program, and now she's CEO of Rare Voices Australia. She's doing so much amazing work. She's interstate as we speak, doing work around the clock for advocating and different patients and families with rare disease. And I think sometimes I take it for granted how incredible she is, because obviously having a son with a rare disease is hard enough, but having it as a job and doing so many incredible things is really special.
How'd you go growing up with your rare disease? Did you struggle at school? Were you always pretty comfortable with it? Did you have any hard times?
I had lots of surgeries when I was younger, having with the disease. Obviously, I kind of forgot about now, but I do, have had hard days. I think I've always had really good friends, which has helped me not see life much different. But I think going to hospital regularly is kind of just routine. It's just like life.
Pain in the ass, though.
Yeah.
I used to do a lot.
Long days. Long days.
Well, I was going to say, how do you fit it in? I mean, you have to have a blood transfusion every single week?
Yeah, every single week. Had an infusion. Long day. Getting in around 8 a.m.
Still? Every week of your life?
Every week, 8 a.m. to get in, and then 4 p.m. finish. So it's a long time.
It's a whole day.
a whole day.
So you're living 6 days a week?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know, but the nurses are so supportive, and they feel like their second family. Like they come to whenever I'm singing at the carols or I'm doing little gigs and stuff. They're always there, and I think that's really helped. And also being in hospital so long, I get all the boring emails done.
Admin time.
Yeah.
I'm a glass half full guy. I would pump out my admin there and just troll Instagram and TikTok too much probably.
Yeah.
What about when you travel? So do you do that? Do you, before you leave, because you're, international superstar musician, do you pre-plan, all right, if I'm touring UK or I'm in Europe and I'm in Italy or I'm in London, you set out in advance the hospital you're going to go to get it? How does it work?
Oh, it's so many steps. I think I'm still trying to figure that all out.
Yeah, does travel insurance pay for that? Or how does it work?
So hard. Interstate, I was able to get hospital treatment when I was in Sydney doing The Voice, which was incredible. I think, still kind of organising it all, because international is such a different level and such a different, because you've got to get all the doctors to talk to each other, which isn't easy.
Yeah, if I was up for elimination on The Voice, I'd be like, sorry, I can't make it. It's got to go get my blood transfusion.
Is it always on a set day?
Yeah, it's usually every Monday.
Okay.
But,
good day to knock it out, by the way.
Yeah, get it done early.
But then what if life gets in the way sometimes? Or I guess it can't, right? Everything you schedule has to be around your Monday being getting treatment.
Yeah, really. Or if I have something, that's life-changing on a Monday that I have to do, I can change it to a different day of the week.
Oh, cool. Just so interesting. I had no idea that you were every day forever. Do you know is there some, other people with Hunter syndrome that or in a community that's 60 years old or whatever, and he's like, yeah, mate, and he's been doing it 52.
Yeah, my cousin has it. My cousin has the same disease as me, and a couple of years older, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks we're twins because we look so alike.
Really?
But yeah, there's been a few, and obviously it's harder because it affects them differently. Sometimes it affects them neurologically, some don't affect neurologically, and it is hard. I think growing up in the Royal Children's, you create such a good relationships with all the other patients and families there.
How old are you?
22.
Bro, when I was at the Royal Children's, it used to just have Maccas.
Yes.
And one Nintendo 64 for the whole ward. Now, it's like going to bloody Chadstone / the zoo / a theme park.
It's very good.
How good is it these days?
I know, it's insane.
Man,
The
I'm jealous of
meerkats.
you. Meerkats, man. I went in to see some kids and there was meerkats. And I was like, I had 15 minutes on Mario Party.
Yeah.
A week.
Theatre room.
Wait,
Every Thursday they have a
Shout
movie
out,
night.
Shout out to Monash, and they all do such a great job.
Beautiful.
In Australia. Let's talk about music. You love music when it started when you were a youngster. So did you get into it because it was a bit of an avenue for you to put your passions, or how did you find your love for it?
Yeah, definitely passions, and I think I did lots of sport growing up, and it's such a team thing. So when I was in high school, I started in the choir, and I did it because I loved it, and I had a lot of people I looked up to at high school who were singers, and then I just kept going, and I don't usually stop things, and here I am.
Yeah, when you're playing sport, and I know you don't like the word disability, but were you playing inverted commas able-bodied sport with your mates, or did you get involved in some kind of sport for people with rare diseases / disabilities?
Well, because of my rare disease, I can't play sport, which is contact, which is really annoying because I love the footy, AFL. And so I played tennis and cricket, and that was kind of my go-to.
Angus also played a bit of footy.
I did play a bit of it. Dylan played a bit of tennis.
Yeah.
So, great that we can both relate.
Not as good as you at tennis, Dylan,
Mate,
but
these days I'm pretty
he gets a
crap.
double bounce, mate.
Yeah, I'm pretty crap these days. I haven't hit in a while, so I reckon you do have a chance. I was in the choir as well at school.
Oh, I was going to bring it up. Oh, it was my favourite. Do you know Dylan was in the choir? Have you ever seen that episode of The Simpsons where like Homer's singing and then all of a sudden he goes,
Yeah.
That was Dylan.
The B
Dylan
sharps.
the B sharp. Oh, no, that was later on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, Dylan was part of the Qantas choir.
Well, I got in the Australian Boys Choir, yeah. That was good.
He was under Uluru.
No, I didn't actually go.
I
I didn't actually go in the end, but I could have been. Yeah, and then my mum, she was like, do you want to do singing lessons instead of like sport at school because I couldn't get involved in the sport? I was like, singing's lame, mum. Biggest regret I ever had because my voice broke and I used to have a good voice and now I've got a okay voice.
You've got what we call an identifiable voice.
Have you done theatre?
Yeah, I've done theatre.
Do you like theatre?
Love it. In high school, I did like 8 productions in 7 years.
Oh, wow.
Loved it.
Makes sense. And of course, all of that singing has led to, I guess, where people would know you most, and maybe the Instagram or the socials took off, which was The Voice, which was only late last year. So it's still very fresh in people's minds.
It feels so long ago, but that was something that I've wanted. You watched growing up as a little kid, so it feels really surreal doing it.
Can I ask, just before into The Voice, talk us through like from choir to The Voice. So what were you doing in that interim phase? Were you studying? Were you still recording? Like what was happening?
Yeah, I studied. I did a Bachelor of Performing Arts, and then after that, I did a pretty incredible movie, which I'm still waiting to come out, but that's going to be...
Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, it's the new Mad Max
I was
movie.
going to say, no
called,
way is it Mad Max.
Furiosa. Yeah, it comes out in May.
So let's break that one
Angus
down.
doesn't let me swear, but jealous.
So
Jealous.
filmed in the Outback, how much can we talk about or not much?
Oh, not much, sadly, but I am in it, and the legendary Chris Hemsworth is in it, and he is...
Do you have lines? Do you have a speaking role?
He's giving us the hands up, can't say. Well, I'm going to say yes, and do you know why? Here's
I'm banging the table. I'm like,
Would you shave your head?
mate, I'll do anything to get in there in a heartbeat.
Do you want to know my detective skills? I think you get a speaking role, or at least a significant role in the film, because Chris Hemsworth follows you. So I don't think Chris Hemsworth on the gram is going to be following just a bloke who, with a helmet over his head in the middle of a sandpit. I think there's something special coming up. That's pretty exciting. Pretty close to this release.
Feels so long ago.
Chris, big fan of the podcast as well.
Chris has liked a couple of posts, shout out to you, Chris.
He's such a genuine
great
guy.
man. Great dude. Can you get me in the next one?
Oh, yeah, it would be so much fun. That was filmed before The Voice, before everything. So it's just...
How do they find you? Did you have an audition?
Yeah, I had an audition. So, yeah, it's super... super excited. I can't say too much
Yeah,
about it.
I can tell. Like we can hear your
I'm
brain.
so close. He wants to say it, but you're doing a good job.
Yeah,
As someone who is media, good job. We'll stop now.
Well done.
I'm not fishing. I'm just interested, but we can talk about off air.
So, but no, seriously, I've never worked harder in my life.
Good on you, mate.
Yeah.
Did you love it?
Loved it.
I've done a show called Bump, which is like big show. It's awesome production, but it's not like Hollywood movie set. What was it like walking? You can talk about this. What was it like walking on set with 500 people / superstars, actors? How was it?
As a first movie as well, the adrenaline was just insane. I like seeing Chris, seeing everyone. It was just amazing, and I think I had no words. It was kind of like a go hard or go home moment.
Oh, so you had no words, or you did have some words?
Not bad. Not bad. That's good. Let's go into because we don't want to push it too hard. Your face is going red.
No, you're on it. You're killing it.
I can tell that you're like on the borderline of did I say something I shouldn't have? You've got your team here. We're stopping.
The manager's about to egg us. So.
We can talk about the voice because it's finished. Now, of course, you were on Team Jess. You got up and sang. Was it Lucas Graham's Once I Was 7? That's a great song.
Oh, that was nice.
Thank you so much. You make the choir. So can I ask you a question? Because I told you before we started recording, I watch the Voice blind auditions and then I tailor off. So I kind of like the idea of watching people hit the button.
People like the name blind auditions.
Oh, that's a great call. Let's put that down.
Question.
Yeah.
I'd never thought about that. Just as you said it, I was like, wonder if that's cool.
You got up, you did your audition. Now, here's the thing. Your backstory, they always give a bit of like...
Oh, I hate this stuff.
Well... How did you feel about the storyline? Because some storylines like, I'm a busker on the streets. I've been doing this for ages.
And I saw your ad and it's just got so much mayonnaise on it, like violin. How do you feel when they do that?
Well, the thing is because you've got a story of singing. You've gone through dramatic arts. You've been singing since you're a kid. Your storyline could have been that angle, but they did go for...
Rare Disease. How did you feel when you watched that? Does it annoy you?
You're always like going into it. You don't know what they're going to show. You're kind of a bit scared and anxious. But I was so relieved and actually really happy by it.
Good.
Because I've been creating a following on TikTok and Instagram, all social media of me singing, but they didn't know my story, and I was, to be honest, quite scared about how I was going to introduce
it came out that way. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good on you, man.
That's actually quite nice. It's a big platform to be able to knock out a lot of people's questions in one moment.
Yeah, because I had no idea. Like, growing up until The Voice, I was kind of like hiding it, that part of me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are more rare disease proud now because of it, if that makes sense? Proud of it?
Yeah, I think I've really come to discover how many people who have a rare disease and getting hope from it. So now I'm just really excited to share it.
Cool, man. That's good. I like that.
So you got up, you bowed out during one of the rounds. Was it the boxing ring looking round, the showdown?
Ultimate callbacks, they called it.
Okay, great. So you
there's so many rounds.
bowed out there.
I know, it's tough. It's tough to keep up.
And let it be known, it works out best not winning these shows.
I was about to say.
Yeah, it's, we've been through a lot. We did radio for a long time. I spoke to every single reality television show winner for the last 10 years at one point. And it always seems to be runners-up or somebody. Look at Matt Corby, for example. Like
Celia, Vera Blue. She was on The Voice.
Exactly.
Superstar. Because if you win, they kind of own you for a while, correct?
Yeah, you got to sign up a big deal.
They don't own you. Is that right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, the record company's got you. Got the hooks in you.
He's on fire.
Got the hooks in you.
Good boy.
So you didn't win, but then it was the platform that exploded your socials, and that's where you've sort of just started to build this organic following. Can you talk about, was there a moment or a reel or a video or a TikTok or something that just went bang, everything has changed? Because you can't do a reel now without getting 500,000 views.
I think the blind audition, incredible. That was something that I'm very grateful for, how they showed my story. They showed how much I value family and my nurses. But then, I released a song called Waiting on a Miracle of me singing down a laneway.
Yeah,
and
I did see that.
Blew up.
What's that song about?
It's a song, oh my God, it's quite a sad song when you listen to it, but it has moments of, actually, he's not going to give up. There's still hope there. There's still hope there. But I couldn't expect how many people listen to it.
Are you waiting for a miracle?
In some aspects, I think it's here. I get to do what I love. I'm singing. in front of you, incredible guys, and it's like
nice,
looking
man.
back on it. I think as doing singing and as doing acting, you never look back on what you do. I think this is kind of like an awesome moment too.
With someone who has, a medical condition where you need some support, as do I. Now that I'm, in the arts world, it's new for people. How was the show with like supporting you to make sure that you could get what you need so you could be the best version of you? Did they give you time off to go to the hospital or whatever it was?
Yeah, they were incredible. I had hospital in Sydney when I was filming. They were super supportive. They knew me already because I applied previous years. So I think it was just perfect timing. It was perfect timing. You're always a bit scared, but it couldn't have gone better.
And it's just about asking what you need, and listening to lived experience. And the best people are the ones who don't tell you what to do. It's like, what do you need? And we can do it together or whatever it is. Yeah. So you were on Team Jess. Did the other people turn their chair?
Yeah, it was.
Who turned?
Jessica Mowboy and Rita Ora.
All right. Why'd you pick Jess?
Oh, it was hard. It was hard. I think it came down to strategics. I think I was like, she lives in Australia.
It's a great call.
I live in Australia. There's a chance.
So what are you going to WhatsApp Rita Ora while she's in London?
Well, she's in Sydney, and Rita is married to a Hollywood director who could have put you in movies. Could have been in the new Thor, but
you can message Chris.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's not bad. Yeah.
Tim McCallum was on our show a while back, actually, but he was on Ricky Martin's team on The Voice years ago. Yeah, Tim McCallum, singer, high-level disability. I want to say that he was diving into the beach and did a spinal cord injury.
Correct.
And, yes, so he has an incredible voice, well-known around the Geelong area. Second most famous person in Geelong, people say. And
Angus is from Geelong, in case you're wondering.
Oh, she's number one. Yeah. Bizarre.
Yeah.
Kelly Cartwright. So Tim told us that he uses his arms because he's got a high-level injury. So I think his spinal... Yeah. So he can use his arms, but he uses it to control his diaphragm when he's singing. Incredible voice. He did sing for us. I mean, feel free to. But he... That's what he used to help him. What's a technique that you use that's iconically Sean Millis? Is there anything?
Oh, gosh.
Well, you're singing different to someone who, say, hasn't got a rare disease because they can obviously, you have some different things going on. So how do you activate, I guess, your body to project?
I think because of my rare disease, my voice is obviously more huskier, more deep, which kind of creates my tone. And also with the disease means I've got a lower lung function. So I believe I've got under 67% lung capacity, which means I really focus on singing and that it helps in all aspects of life.
Waiting on a Miracle, big song on TikTok, but actually hit the charts. So I'm going to look down at my notes here. Reached number 1 on the UK viral charts.
That's massive,
number 3 in Ireland, number 4 in Denmark, number 5 in Norway. Now, that's why he jumped on the plane and went over to the UK.
On the what?
On the plane.
On the plane?
What's a plane?
Yes, it's a plane. It's a Geelong thing. Have the international fans, have you noticed a difference between treatment of you when you're walking down the street compared to Australia? What's the fan difference like, Europe to Oz?
Genuinely, I'm not even just saying this, everyone's super sweet.
Oh, cool.
Super sweet. Like, I couldn't stop smiling. I think I was going to one of the Manchester United games, walking there, and I got mobbed by everyone, but they were incredible. Like, they all wanted a photo. They all said, hey, I love your story. Keep doing what you're doing. And it was overwhelming.
You had a big narrative with Man United. You can get into it. I have no idea what you're going to have to really break it down for the idiot in the room when it comes to, I'm going to call it soccer, you mean football. But what is the Man United? And there's a player that you inspired with the song and kicked a goal for the first time after something.
That was wild. Talk
us through what Angus is talking about.
So basically what happened is my song Waiting on a Miracle got compared to a player called Rasmus Hojlund, who's a big player at Manchester United, a new signing, and he wasn't scoring a goal every week. And that went on for weeks and weeks, I think 16 or 17 weeks. And then every week on football Twitter, which I discovered is massive. I had no idea what it was. And, put Waiting on a Miracle over the top of it.
Oh, just the song. So just use that as the audio because obviously the fans are waiting for a miracle.
And all the videos.
Oh, and then, well, you went to the game, didn't you? Were you in the UK?
I went to the UK and kind of made the most of it. And it was,
Did you get around him? Did you meet him? Did you meet the team?
I didn't get to meet him, but I got to go to the game and I got to see so many awesome fans and just learn about the community, which is insane.
Did he kick a goal? Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, I went to the game. He scored. He scored.
I mean, come on,
Come on, mate. What happened in the game?
G'day, Sean. Here's the
He scored the first goal of the game.
And you were there.
Yeah, I was going ballistic.
We didn't know.
So that's serendipitous, the fact that you were there and he scored a goal. Imagine if you were there and he pointed up at you.
Oh, the timing was insane.
Or he pulled up his shirt and it was a photo of you. Do you know how they do that sometimes?
Oh, that's great. That is pretty cool. How'd you feel when you were there for the goal?
Oh, adrenaline. Like, I always hear story, Old Trafford is massive. It is. It's like you can smell the history. Like, it's incredible.
Very cool. Very cool.
It smells like lit cigarettes and pints.
Pretty much.
And trophies and cash.
We've got 2 questions now, Sean. I'm not sure if you listened to the podcast. Obviously, if you haven't, you're going to go back and listen to them all.
Can you sing us a bit? Do you have to warm up?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Waiting on a Miracle.
We've got the new single as well. I mean,
you can sing whatever you want. A cappella.
Woke up still out of my head last night. Who knows where I've been? Every day the demons come back to call.
Nice, bro.
Very nice. Dylan, your turn.
Yeah, Dylan.
Where are you?
And I'm so sorry. I cannot sleep. I cannot dream tonight.
Oh, we're done.
Very good. We do a segment, Sean, called the Bowl of Uncomfortable. The Bowl of Uncomfortable is where people send us questions.
That was awesome, by the way. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much.
That was great.
I want to go to the concert now.
Mate, it was so
well,
good,
you don't need to.
I mean.
I know. I feel like I'm.
I know.
Unfortunately, it was weeks ago when this comes out. So yeah, it was great, mate.
Bowl of Uncomfortable time. This is where we ask you a question sent in by listeners of Listenable, knowing that you're going to be on the show. They send us questions. They can do it anonymously or they can put their name to it. We have 2. Dylan, you're first in red.
This is from Anonymous of the book that is Face. If a music label asked you to get plastic surgery on your face to increase your sales, would you do it?
No.
Yeah, good answer. Why is that?
I don't. No, I feel like that would be a bit weird.
I also think you're a handsome man.
Thank you.
I don't think you have any need to. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it's an anonymous question, but I guess they wonder. I think the music industry has a label of trying to perfection.
Yeah, and also
but I think
everyone looks very the same. You know what I mean? In that sense.
Great idea. I think there's a model or a mold that maybe the old record labels, but socials have changed the game for music these days. You don't necessarily need a label.
I tell you what I'm very lucky.
Unless you've got one and they're fantastic. Am I right?
Yeah, name drop. But I went to the Grammys and seeing all these country music stars like Luke Combs and Jelly Roll. Zach Bryan's kind of like hot looking dude, but like the other guys, they're just like themselves, right? And they're just killing it, absolutely killing it. And they're like authentic and like Zach Bryan, Luke Combs, they sold like 70,000 tickets in Australia, like in 3 minutes. Yeah. Right. And I think it's that authenticity of what they're doing. So yeah, mate, be you. Love it.
Love it. Thank you for the question though. Here's mine. What's one comment you can recite back? I'll go again. There's a spelling mistake. It's not my fault. What's one comment you can recite back from your socials, even if it's years ago, that has affected you the most?
Good or bad?
Probably, I love you, mate. You're crushing it.
Great. Nice. Do you know why? Because it says, I'm expecting this to be positive. And that's what I left out there because we were hoping that that would be the case.
Who said you were crushing it? Who said that? Or just
Chris Hemsworth.
Oh.
Yeah. I had to.
This? What's this down here? It's a bloody name you dropped. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, like that.
Good old Chris.
Mate, Christo. That's nice, mate.
Crushing it.
He's crushing it. Very good.
Absolutely.
Buzz, what's next? What do you want to do?
Well, I mean, time of release, you're going to be very close to Mad Max.
Oh my God, I'm counting down the days. Not going to lie.
Yeah. Well, what's your end goal? Where do you want to end up? What do you want to do?
I would love to do more movies.
Yeah.
Release more songs, and just keep growing and keep sharing the story.
Mm. Well, I mean, you've got the platforms for it, which is awesome.
Don't do too many acting gigs. Don't forget about your old pal Dill over here.
I'm sure we'll be in one together one day.
Yeah, he'll be your makeup artist.
A couple of boys that, is dominating the silver screen.
What was I was going to say, this is just back on Mad Max. are you, because we've spoken about it a bit,
Don't.
are you sure you're not on the editing floor? Have you been told by somebody that you are definitely in the film?
He's in the film, bro. What are you trying to say?
I don't know. I'm asking. You're looking at me super worried.
Yeah.
You're in.
Yeah, I'm in the
He's
film.
saying he knows he's in.
Because nothing, I can tell you this.
I've announced I'm in the movie,
Yeah, his name's on the credits.
Okay, well, I did Neighbours once. I know, stop it. And I was Stingray's friend. And I had 3 words that I said out the front of Harold's Diner. And for 3 months, I went back to my school friends in year 11 and I was like, hey, everyone, turn it on. October 17, Channel 10.
Chopped.
So I'm just saying, I don't want to set up for this big fall, but it's great that you've been confirmed in the movie and we're looking forward to that. Sean Millis, you're a star, mate.
You're a good bloke, Sean. You're a legend,
Great
mate.
guy.
Can't wait to
guys.
see you continue to kick ass, brother. Keep being you.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate.
Thank you.